Good evening. There will be no strike by MTC bus drivers tomorrow morning, and that story tops tonight's News 11.
A strike was averted around 6:30 this evening after 6 hours of negotiations between union officials and the MTC.
A strike would have shut down the Metropolitan Transit Commission, forcing 250,000 people to find alternative ways to get to work. Union leaders are taking the latest MTC contract offer to its general membership for a vote sometime this weekend. If union members accept the new offer, there won't be a strike. If the contract is rejected, then a new strike date will be set.
News 11's Mark Daly has been on the story this evening, and he joins us now from the newsroom with the latest. Mark?
Paul and Diana, it's important to note that union leaders have not yet endorsed this latest proposal. They did say they were glad the MTC had made significant changes since their last offer, but the union leaders are not ready to recommend to the members that they accept it. For their part, MTC officials said they're just happy a strike has been avoided, even if it's only for a while. And neither side has revealed any details of this new offer.
Union leaders refused to even say whether the MTC's latest offer is a 3-year deal, as previously proposed. All they'd say is that it's substantially different from what was on the table before.
The membership will be given the offer and would be open for their consideration. Our executive board will study it in more detail and discuss a recommendation at a later date.
Earlier in the day, union members got ready for a strike by calling in and signing up for picketing shifts. But those plans have been put on hold, and MTC's chief administrator says that in itself should be considered a major accomplishment.
I think it was just hard bargaining on both sides with the assistance of the mediator, narrowed those differences and finally brought us together.
But not completely together. The drivers rejected the last offer by a huge margin, and a lot of drivers say this one's going to have to be much better for them to accept it.
I guess I'm happy with the wage, but I just don't want to lose seniority by getting all the part-timers in.
However, at this point, it's impossible to judge how all the drivers will vote. Like everyone who would be affected by a strike, they too want to avoid one if at all possible.
A lot of drivers don't want to strike either. They want to just get it all solved. I mean, so they go on strike, and then they reach a solution they could have reached without striking anyway, so.
As you said earlier, Paul and Diana, union members will get a chance to vote on the new offer sometime this weekend. By then, the union's executive board says it will have decided whether to recommend accepting it or to strike. Back to you.
Mark, you reported the executive board said the changes are significant. Do we have any inkling at all what those changes might be?
Well, we do know that the MTC has said it will not make a new offer that will cost the Transit Commission any more money than any previous offers, so the changes must have been somewhere different. The best guess at this point is that it's a 1-year deal, but again, that's only a guess. We won't know for sure until Thursday. That's when the union will print up 2,000 copies of its latest offer for the members of the union to read.
All right, Mark. Thank you very much.
Up this morning after negotiators for the union and company reached a tentative agreement last night.
Sunrise reporter Susan Fahrenkamp joins us from the newsroom with details and reaction from riders and union members. Susan?
Well, good morning, Gil and Kara. A tentative contract agreement was reached last night around 6:30. However, we're not totally out of the woods when it comes to a strike. The union's executive board still hasn't advised members which way to vote, so this morning workers are guardedly optimistic about a settlement.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Buses were rolling well past midnight. Another strike deadline come and gone. MTC's new contract offer has again avoided a walkout. Riders are relieved.
I can drive, but I'd rather take the bus. Downtown's kind of a mess when you work downtown.
Details of the workers' contract proposal haven't been made public, but MTC says it's substantially different than the one previously on the table. The executive board is still considering which way to vote on the contract, so the strike may just be postponed. For Ed Lima, a mechanic with nearly 9 years